going on to all my Libras? So please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. If the link is in the description box below. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below as usual. Yeah, y'all already know the first two videos that gives me the most activity, views, likes, stuff like that, comments, I'll do first. So far it looks like it's going to be, for the next set, so far it looks like it's going to be Virgo and Aquarius. So who knows, right? So let's see what the Libras have got. This is for Libra, okay? If I didn't say that, this is for Libra. Let's go ahead and do this. So you have the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Rods, the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Seven of Rods, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Rods, the Ace of Swords, Two of Rods, the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Rods, okay, the Ten of Swords, the Death card, and last but not least, we have the Sun. Interesting way to end the reading, the Sun card, okay. The Seven of Swords, Eight of Rods, Three of Rods. Very interesting. The Five of Swords, very interesting. Someone played as if they didn't really want you around. Someone whom you stopped freaking with, stopped messing around with. They played as if they didn't want you around. They didn't necessarily know if the two of you should have been in a relationship in the first place. They kind of been thinking about this for a while, and you know, they didn't necessarily know how to tell you. The Five of Swords, so they may have, if they haven't already, broken up with you. And the Seven of Rods is that they may either have someone else that they're kind of talking to already, kind of how things are nowadays, or this is something where even if they don't have anybody, again, the decision for them is still the same, where they don't necessarily know if the two of you should have really been together, because they see the two of you as two different people. The Four of Pentacles is about how the Four of Pentacles is about how you don't necessarily know if you how do I say knew that they were on this, right? Like you didn't necessarily know if they were on this, and you don't necessarily know what exactly that they were talking about, why exactly the two of you, meaning you and them, didn't necessarily see eye to eye. And then the King of Rods represents how this is a situation where the King of Rods is now about how so the King of Rods and the Ace of Swords, excuse me, is about how so now this is just pretty much a new chapter in your own life, where this is about how you choose to obviously move on because this person unfortunately doesn't want to be with you anymore. But it's about now, what is it that a lot of you Libras choose to do? And I'm seeing how a lot of you Libras choose to essentially move on with your life, still remaining confident, still, you know, not necessarily taking too much time. It may take other zodiac signs to get over a particular person, but I am seeing how a lot of you Libras have decided to change certain things and kind of be able to get to know other people differently. The Two of Rods and Hierophant is about how do I say, like you Libras have chosen to kind of study what exactly being in a relationship actually is, right? And kind of study the relationship that you were once in, right? Kind of retrace your steps, trying to figure out what exactly had happened. Obviously not with the person by your side, but obviously by yourselves, and kind of figure out what exactly is happening. You know, relationships, you know, romantic relationships are important to Libras. You know, romantic relationships are important to zodiac signs more than others. You know, Libra being one of those. I want to say Scorpio being one. Pisces obviously being one. Pisces is exalted in Venus. Taurus, you know what I'm saying? Taurus is known as the lover and stuff like this. So yeah. Aries, not necessarily so much, you know, of course. To give an example. But the Two of Rods right here, the Two of Rods and the Hierophant is kind of like again, you examining it, right? And trying to figure out like, okay, like, what is it that other people are, what is it that this person was talking about to you that they thought were missing, or they didn't necessarily want with you? This is what a lot of you Libras are asking yourselves. And the Ten of Pentacles represents maybe they may have wanted children, maybe you know, they wanted something from you that they may have discussed with you in an earlier aspect of the relationship, and you didn't necessarily want that, and they maybe thought that you would change your mind later on down the road, and when you didn't, now all of a sudden that became a problem. So the Page of Rods now and the Ten of Swords, the Page of Rods and the Ten of Swords, it represents how, again, it's this sense of, you know, letting go. Maybe this person maybe even told you what it was, right? Maybe you had some sort of conversation with them face to face over the phone about what it was, and they told you that maybe, you know, they wanted children. You and them grew apart, you know what I mean? Like Libra is one of those zodiac signs where sometimes the Libras don't necessarily have to experience the things that they're watching on TV, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the nature of Libra, you know what I mean? Libras usually have to grow out of that into their higher nature to actually, you know, doing that. And the air signs in general kind of have that default pattern where, regardless of whether you're talking about a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, they can kind of sit back and observe certain things and observe life a little bit too much, and kind of observe people too much, right? And how things happen to the point where life is kind of slipping them by and passing them by, and they're not necessarily really living it and stuff like this. And as a result of this, that's just how it is that the air signs can be. So with Libra, because we're talking about Libra, you have to watch out for this. You know what I mean? I know y'all ain't gonna like this, but hey, whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. If you don't like it, whatever. If you still want to act as if this doesn't apply, or you know, you gonna go ahead and get mad or whatever the case may be, it is what it is. You're still wasting your life at the end of the day if you're doing it. So I don't care. So the thing is that the Ten of Swords represent how, so a lot of you Libras have decided to actually put an end to this, right? You have the Ten of Swords and the Death card, right? Still, it's still the same essence. It's still the same connotation. It's still the same story being taking place. The ending of something that hurts, right? That you thought it wouldn't have hurt as much, to now it does, to now the Sun, which is this new level of enlightenment. So this is a story of how a lot of you Libras have to go from just kind of being in a relationship with people and finding out what it is that they want and offering it to you, to doing all of that, but also evolving and getting better along the way. You know, because Libra can be one of those zodiac signs that can be stagnant, you know, along with Virgo. Let's clarify the Sun. You know, a lot of zodiac signs think I'm clowning them. Nah. I call BS out regardless of who it is that I see it from. So cut it out with the nonsense. Oh, I don't like, you just don't like me, which is why it is that you may be saying that. Get over yourself. So the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles, right, is about, to clarify the Sun card, is about this new, clear understanding of how you Libras are going to change. And how you Libras are going to change is by what? Putting more, the Knight of Cups, putting more of your heart and actually putting more of an effort into the new relationships that you get yourselves into, but also more of an effort pretty much into everything that you do, right? And that's very good, because that's actually one of the weaknesses, because every zodiac sign has a weakness, and that's one of the weaknesses of Libra, is the fact that Libra can be not very proactive or active when it comes to experiencing things and wanting to function like a robot, like, you know what I mean? Because the Libras don't want to actually feel their feelings, you know what I mean? Ignoring them, you know what I mean? Like Aquarius or like Gemini. And that can be a huge downfall, because you end up not necessarily really living the life that you should have had, or a life that could have been better than this, but all just to be able to protect yourselves. Because Libra is a very, you know what I'm saying, Libra has feelings, but the thing is that too often times, whenever it is that Libra starts to feel something for someone, that's when the coldness can end up happening, like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Kanye West is a Gemini, Kim Kardashian is a Libra. We all see that situation. Both of them are in love. One of them is still very much in love, but one of them is like, and now perusing and paranging and all over the place, acting crazy. So, and which zodiac sign is that? So the thing is that the Ten of Pentacles is now about how and this is going to get you what it is that you want, right? The Ten of Pentacles is that this is going to get you what you want. If you want to be able to actually start being able to keep someone, and not only that, but bringing in more people, being more living your life even more, then you have to actually embrace those types of feelings, right? Instead of it trying to ignore them and act like they don't exist. That's the advantage that Aries, which is the exact opposite sign of Libra, has over you. Aries will confront what Aries feels, as to where Libra will ignore it. And there's advantages to both of those things, right? Depending on the context. But you have to know how to use both of those things to your advantage, so that you don't end up getting caught in a situation where a situation is taken out of context. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Swords, you have the Tower, and then you have the Six of Pentacles. So to clarify the Ten of Pentacles, so the Knight of Swords is that this person is telling you straight up. So you had a conversation with this person about why they left. And they told you straight up, look, the two of you wasn't romantic enough. You may have been a little bit too cold. Basically giving you constructive criticism, right? And the Six of Pentacles is them letting you know that, it's they're letting you know that it's not enough to just simply sit back and just be okay and admire your work, right? And admire your art, because Libra rules art. But you also have to actually access it and live it, right? So this is nothing but a reading of constructive criticism. It's about you Libras hearing from a partner that, this is what it is that you was doing right, and this is where it is that you can critique or be critical with yourself about, and how you can turn that around and be a better, well-rounded person. You understand? So again, you know, this is nothing but a reading of constructive criticism. Let's clarify the Hierophant. You have the Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and the Magician. Right. Again, just understanding that the world is what it is that you make it. Right. Yes, the world does have a level of default to it, but it's also about how you can essentially manipulate your environment, regardless of however that sounds. Right. I'm not dealing with moralism. But it is about manipulating your environment to where people can have a better shake, right? A better chance. And that doesn't exemplify any other zodiac sign more than it does you Libras, considering the fact that Libra, in its higher sense, rules fairness and justice. So you Libras may want to think about some of the things that I was talking about in this reading. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.